Give to Barrett. Cut back over the middle of the 25 to the 20. Breaks a tackle to the 15. Stops, starts 10-5. Touchdown Lions. Holy mackerel.
Throws, end zone. It is caught. What a play back there in the back of the end zone by T.J. Hawkinson.
You're listening to the One Pridecast. Welcome into another One Pridecast. Did I say that correctly?
Is that what you call it, the Pridecast?
One Pridecast. Get it?
Yeah.
Instead of one podcast.
Yeah, okay.
One Pridecast. Great. Yeah, this is Dannie Rogers, joined by the one and only DetroitLions.com writer, Mike O'Hara. We're coming off of a tie.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't.
But how does a loss sit?
Honestly, it kind of feels the same. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. I think it depends.
Okay.
For example, and this is kind of hypothetical, but if you're in week 15 and your record is, let's say, what would be 9-6,
Yeah.
and you're in the playoff hunt and you get a tie, okay, because it's position and you might make the playoffs.
It could be, yeah. I
You
mean,
understand
would
what
it
I'm
really
saying?
help
But this
you, though?
leads to, well, it could.
Okay.
'Cause
It wouldn't hurt, though.
Yeah, it can help you if you've got like a game and a half lead on somebody else.
Okay.
But just out in the middle of your season and you're trying to win and you really should have won the game, a couple of kicks get missed. I mean, the poor kid lost his job.
He literally lost his job, Ryan Santoso.
Yeah, well, that's the height of competition.
It is.
That's sort of the
I
way
was
it
thinking
is.
about it. It was crazy because, as a quarterback, you can go in and throw about 3 or 4 interceptions a game and have your job the next Sunday. But if you're a kicker and you miss a PAT and you miss a field goal in overtime and y'all tie, you do not get another opportunity with that same team.
Well,
it's sad.
Yeah, this is my old theory, goes back a long ways, like everything in my life does. But when things are going bad, and I'm just talking about pro football now,
Yeah.
the 3 things they look at: head coach, quarterback, kicker, because they're the most visible people.
Right.
You would have a pretty good team. Guy misses an extra point and a field goal, comes back the next week and misses again. Sayonara.
Bye.
Head coach,
See
of
ya.
course, they get changed during the season and all that happens all the time. And quarterbacks get either benched or scrutinized or put under, hey, you better this, you better that. So I'm not surprised that Santoso got released and they signed a new kicker because that's
A couple of
that's
kickers.
the way it is.
Yeah, I think after Sunday we knew that. It was no surprise when Dan Campbell said
Signed
that.
a couple,
kickers,
yeah, that's right. What do
Yeah.
you have, a kicking relay?
They're about to. I really want to know. We will get to talk with Coach Phipp, so I want to know what his thoughts are on the new kicker. I mean, I was on the sidelines there in overtime at Heinz Field, and Coach Phipp came over and, patted Santoso on the shoulder. I couldn't make out what he said to him, but it was encouraging words. I could tell that. But Santoso, he was down, no longer on the squad. He was released as of Wednesday. So Lions have now signed kicker Riley Patterson to the active roster from the New England practice squad.
Right.
And they've also signed kicker Aldrich Rosas to the practice squad as well.
Like I said, kicking relay. He's going to kick it to Riley's going to kick it to the other guy at the 25, and he's going to take it the rest of the way.
Yep. And if you're wondering
Don't drop the baton.
Just don't drop anything, and please get the kick off the ground. That's all we ask.
And sometimes, Danny, and I'm not an expert on kicking, but I was watching the game at home on TV because I don't travel much anymore, and the camera was focused on Santoso, and you could tell he was uncomfortable in that spot.
Yeah.
Like some guys run out there and they just can't wait. They went,
Right.
look, I'm going to make this. I can't wait. Come on,
So you're saying
hurry
he
up,
was
snap it.
uncomfortable? What, walking out, running
Uncomfortable period in that moment.
out in the field goal or PAT?
The field goal.
Okay.
PAT I barely noticed, but he didn't miss. Neither one was close.
Yeah,
They
that's
both
the
were.
thing.
They both were like shot off to
What
the
are
right.
we doing?
But there was no form. There was no real technique. On the field goal. Here I am.
Yeah, the field goal expert.
The
kicking
field goal expert.
If you're wondering where Austin Seibert is, the Lions kicker.
He was a good one. It was a good one.
He is. Yeah, he's sitting this one out for a while. He has a right hip injury, so that's
For a right-legged kicker, that's probably not good.
Not
right?
good. I don't know what else is worse besides a foot injury than a hip injury for a kicker. You got to close the hips, right?
I guess. Or maybe a sore big toe on your kicking foot.
That would just be awful for any human in general, honestly.
The only good thing about for him though, Seibert he's on the payroll.
He's on the payroll, but he's on IR, so he will
Right.
be out for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Lions are going to have to do without
And I
him.
don't mean to be callous when I say that, but at least he's getting paid.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are humans. This is their
Ladies and
they need
gentlemen, this
jobs.
is a job.
This is a job, fam, and you need to do well at it. Sometimes you get injured while you do it. Okay, that's enough of this Pitt talk. I mean, yeah, I am not okay with the tie. I feel like most of
You're
this
not okay.
team
We've
is
got
okay
that
with the
down.
tie.
And I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it?
I'm okay with it. At least the Detroit Lions are not going to be the first 0-17 team.
Really, though? Like,
Yeah, really. Because you know what? It's going to. First of all, I don't think they're going to be 0-16-1.
correct.
I think you're right. I think they're going to win a couple coming
I think so,
home.
too.
But I like the way they played. I liked how hard they played.
Is that a hot take? That they're going to win a couple games?
Is it a
What's your hot take for the
My
rest of the
hot take?
season?
That's hot?
Yes.
Well,
Lukewarm hot take.
I didn't realize I was hot. I just think they will because there's sort of an inevitability of these things.
That they will win a couple games.
Yeah, and I kept saying that in 2008, Danny, and I was stone cold.
So should you be saying that right now?
Yeah. If I
Okay.
want, yeah. I think they'll win
Say
a
what you
couple.
want.
I think they'll beat the Bears on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they take down Denver later in the season at Denver. Wouldn't shock me. And I think there's another win in there.
I heard maybe Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that, Dan, because we, Lindsay Miller, our boss, our managing editor in the division I work in, had me during the bye week break down the next 9 teams or 10 teams.
Oh, wow.
And I thought I had 3 winnable games.
Okay.
I mean, absolute winnable:
Yeah.
Chicago, Denver, and Atlanta.
Listen, there's been a few winnable games.
Well, I thought the 2 of the games I thought would be close were close, and that was the Ravens and
Yep.
the Vikings, and they both right what I call white knuckle flights. Just couldn't land the plane.
I know. Okay, so you didn't have the Browns in there. These Browns are
I
beat up.
didn't.
We're going into week 11, man.
Well, this was before they were so beaten to death. Look,
They are.
I went on I'm sure you do the same thing. I went on the Browns website
Yeah.
Monday afternoon, and
It's alarming. Are you talking about the practice report?
but I'm also I was listening to Baker Mayfield's Monday press conference,
Correct.
and he almost needed help to get up to the get up to the podium.
Yeah.
I mean, look, a lot of people are putting a lot on Baker Mayfield, and that's the way it is. He's
He
the
has a
quarterback.
torn labrum, though, since week 2.
Yeah, I know. No, look, I don't think anyone's questioning his heart and his guts. Just like when Matthew Stafford was here,
I agree.
we knew that he would show up on Sunday at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 7:30, whatever was kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Baker's the same way. You got to know. Look. He tapped out for 1 game this year.
Right.
It must have been excruciating because
Yeah.
that's not his MO at
Right.
all. But a lot of things have caught up to him physically, and I think in some ways maybe the game has caught up to him a little bit. The way people are playing the Browns. This was a team that had all of this great talent going into the season.
Yep.
Where is it?
Well, one
where is it?
went to L.A.
Yeah, right.
OBJ going to L.A.
And couldn't wait to just let a ball go so the other team could intercept
know.
it.
Really,
It was sort of like throwing a stick to a cat.
Right.
You throw it, you get it.
I know. It wasn't a great Sunday for LA. But
No.
looking at this practice report for the Browns, as of Wednesday, 13 Browns players are on this practice report. That's a ton. Yes, I
13.
know we're in week 11, but that's a lot. And if you look next to Baker Mayfield, who did not practice as of Wednesday, he's got left shoulder, foot, knee on this practice
Both
report.
knees.
But it has one knee on here.
Right.
But
Maybe that's all he has left.
that might be at this rate. But there's what? It's 5, 7 players that did not practice Wednesday. And in comparison, yes, a lot of teams are beat up right now. Lions had 4 players not practicing Wednesday, and we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players on the practice report. So Browns are somehow a little more beat up than the Lions right now.
Yeah, and I think Danny. I think we know our team better than we know the
Mm-hmm.
Browns. So I can tell you, like for example, when DeAndre Swift is listed as probable or something.
Shoulder
like
today.
that. Okay, but he's going to play.
Yes.
Yeah, we see him walking off the field after practice. We know he may not
Tracy
be
Walker.
perfect, but he's okay. Yeah, same thing.
Concussion protocol, however, he was practicing Wednesday.
Yeah, okay.
Limited practice. Jamal Williams, he looked great
Boy,
on
they
the
could-
sidelines at Pitt.
They could have used him.
I
Oh
know.
my God!
Could you imagine if you had 4 running backs in
Yeah,
there that
ju-
were actually producing?
And one's a veteran, who's he's not going to give up the ball.
No.
I was a little bit surprised, sort of just more in retrospect than anything else, that they had 5 running plays in overtime, and all 5 were for DeAndre Swift.
Right.
I thought he was a little bit gassed. He had
Oh, he
33,
was.
33 carries.
Yep.
And those were numbers, if I got this right, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33.
Yep.
I think he was a little bit leg weary by that point.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, Godwin Igwebuike takes one 42 yards
Took it to the house. I mean, come on.
For his first ever touchdown of his career, maybe little action in overtime.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but maybe because maybe lack of experience, whatever. They didn't want to take a chance. Okay.
All right.
Every time you hand the ball off, it's a chance.
This is 100% true. However, I do feel a lot better with the offensive line that's in there
too.
now handing the ball off.
I do too, and I think, look, let's give Evan Brown, the center, some props.
He is a pro's pro.
Yeah, anybody think he would do what he's doing? No, I don't.
Oh my God, he is so cool, calm, and confident. Though every time he steps up to the podium, he has to speak a ton, and I listen every time he opens his mouth.
I do too.
Yes.
I do too, and he just hangs. The last dog is hung. The last question is he's not ducking anything. He's not Frank Ragnow, okay?
No.
But just be a good average center, and now they've got their other 4 guys.
I think he's above average now.
Yeah, I think so. But they've got the 4 of their 5 guys. Look, going into the season, we thought that the offensive line would be the strength of this team.
I know.
And I think now it probably is with 4 of the 5.
I think so too.
And I thought Taylor Decker played fine. Nothing glaring,
He hasn't played a snap in what, 15 weeks?
Right. Yeah, I think that's something
preseason.
like that. Yeah. Well, no, I think he got hurt the week of the start of the regular season, I think.
Correct. Okay, game wise.
We have to rejigger our math.
I know.
I think
math
we're down
is
to 11.
very hard. It's it's close.
Rejigger, by the
4
way,
months.
is a technical term.
I know. Yeah, Taylor Decker was in there. Penei Sewell moved back over to right tackle.
Yeah.
Did not skip a beat. There was just a moment.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get fired up here where people were just. They were given a hard time to Penei Sewell, the rookie specimen offensive lineman, because he was taking some lumps as a rookie in the NFL, starting on the off. He was 20 years old. What are we doing? So now he moves over to right tackle, allows 0 quarterback pressures, 0 quarterback sacks.
Look, Penei Sewell is first and foremost as a football player.
Yes.
You could probably take Penei Sewell and say, Penei, take a couple snaps at fullback, would you please?
Please do it. He will do it.
And
he'll do it.
I've
He'll
never
do it
played it. Just play football, and he'd find a way.
He would, yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say he could play wide receiver, but he could probably take like an emergency tight end or something like that, because he's just a football player.
Man, give that big man the ball. Let's go.
Yeah. We'll go back to Refrigerator Perry back in 1985 with the Bears. We got our own refrigerator. This is before your time.
I know. I think I know.
Cut that out.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to cut it out. I think I know what you're talking about.
But that's the kind of player he is. He
know.
can just do things.
And he's going to have to do things against this Cleveland Browns defense that took some lumps against the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Let them score about
45 of them.
Jeez.
They score first at 7-0.
7 unanswered touchdowns. What are we doing? So I think there's a lot that this
And they scored first. That's the thing. And they think they're rolling.
Great hot start.
Yeah.
7-0, and then you let New England, Mac Jones, a rookie quarterback, go down there and score 7 on their 9 drives.
But his coach, Bill Belichick, is not a rookie coach.
We know that he is. I don't know if I can say that.
Is
he the number 1 coach in the NFL? I'm asking because I'm not going to.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
great. Great,
yeah.
say it. Yeah.
Right. He might be the best head coach of any team sport in North America.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Enough with that. I don't even.
Well, I was just going to add one thing. By the way, my first year on the beat here with the Detroit Lions was Bill Belichick's second year as an assistant coach here.
In Detroit.
In Detroit,
Wow.
yeah.
Man.
And on he went. You could just tell that he was destined for something. I'm not saying he's going to be a great coach.
Did he
but
have
you could
that
tell.
same demeanor here?
Focus.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what we're going to call that.
Focus
okay.
and desire. Yeah, he really did.
Wow.
Desire to coach.
Man, okay. I need to know, what do the Lions need to do in order to get a win against these beat up Browns at their home stadium?
Well, one of the things they did last week was run the ball, run it again.
Ran it a lot.
Yeah, they ran it and they
229
ran
yards.
it some more. And when it was going, they kept it going.
Right.
Nothing wrong with
put
that.
the heavy man formation in. Let's go.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that, and didn't know that's what they were going to do. But they would have done it more if Nelson hadn't gotten hurt. I think if he had played more snaps, they would have run it more. I think.
Yep, 3 tight end packages thrown in there too.
Yeah,
a lot.
And they went with what I think is their strength. Look, the passing game is not their strength.
It's not. Lions are a little one-dimensional right now on offense.
Okay, but make it that if it's a good dimension, go with it.
Yeah.
That was fine. Look, they had 3 guys produce. Jermar Jefferson.
Yep. The rookie.
Igwe we already mentioned, and
Yep.
of course Swift. Yeah, they all produced. That means you got something going up front. I mean, they were moving the line of scrimmage a yard and a half,
Yes.
2 yards. That's a big deal in the
For
NFL.
players who have not played a lot.
Yeah.
Coach still considers DeAndre Swift a rookie because he did not play a lot his rookie season. So it's just, listen, we know there's a lot of
I'm gonna
good things
let's take
coming.
when Coach does his next press, we'll tap him on the shoulder and say, "No, he's not a rookie.
I know.
You can trust him."
He also calls Amani Oruwariye what a gray bearded man.
I like him. Yeah, I really do. I've liked him from the beginning.
3 years in the NFL, one of the most experienced guys in the secondary.
But I like him a
someone
lot.
to
He's just got a certain feel for the game
Yes.
and a certain. He plays with, I think, an inner confidence and
Yes.
and from play to play. For example, early in the game against the Steelers, gets called for pass interference, and even the announcers and look, Dan Miller on radio, the announcers on TV all said the same thing. If he turns around and looks for the ball, there's no penalty.
Just a tiny bit.
Was it
And he knew better.
8 series later or whatever it is,
Yep.
same play, it looked like the same play, turns around, gets a pass breakup, no penalty.
Yeah.
He played it like he'd gone home and studied it for a month.
know.
But no, like that he did it.
Like that. That's,
To me, that's-
I mean, I don't like to give a whole lot of love to Penn State, but Penn State product.
Why not?
Well, I guess we can this season. Because the
Are we going to be
Wolverines might
talking
have beat them
about
on
the
the
Michigan-Ohio
road.
State game next week?
Yes, we are. I get to talk with Chris Spielman in our little internal podcast that
Yeah.
the world doesn't get to hear. I'll let you hear it, though. But yeah.
What do you
okay.
mean internal pod? Isn't it for people to listen to?
It's for Lions employees. So you are a Lions employee. So I will send you the link.
Well, not technically, I'm not an employee. I'm a hangers-on.
I mean, whatever you want to call yourself.
I'm a hanger-on.
I think you work at the Lions. I hope so
I'm
because
look,
you're always at the building.
I don't even have any fingernails left. I'm
Oh
hanging
my
on.
God. Someone get this man out of the building. Okay, I need your BetMGM pick. We're keeping this one short and sweet because safety Will Harris, you guys will get to hear from him, and I had an awesome interview with him. He goes into the meaning of biting the ball and what that play when he forced a fumble in overtime with 8 seconds left, how that embodied this squad in this season so far. So, Mike O'Hara, your BetMGM pick. Let's hear it.
Well, this was not one of the winnable games 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever I wrote that column. I think it is now, but I still think it's more of a winnable game for the Cleveland Browns. But they are beaten up in areas where they kind of pile on each other. I think losing OBJ was probably a good thing for that team. It's probably not a good thing for the offense, but it hasn't been. He hasn't been part of that to any great degree. If they get Nick Chubb back, it makes life a lot tougher for the Detroit Lions.
Right, he's on the COVID-19 list right now. We won't know for a second.
Right, Jarvis Landry, one of the toughest, most determined players at any position, not just wide receiver in the league.
Battling a knee injury currently.
Right, exactly. I'm going to have to take the Browns in this game. Something very similar to last week. My pick was 23-20. I think it's going to be more like 26-23. But the Detroit Lions, once again, I'll use this phrase, white knuckle flight right to the end. They'll be in it right to the finish, right to the absolute finish.
Like a tie finish.
We'll have some Thai food.
I love Thai food. We already talked about this. We love Thai food. Everyone send in your Thai recommendations.
But I like the Lions to keep it close. They really do. I think they learned their lesson against the Eagles before the bye. Remember we talked about being desperate to win a game, and this is a game they're going to win. Never win the game. Never.
Head coach Dan Campbell says this group is actually very determined. So we'll see how determined they are against those Cleveland Browns, 1 p.m., First Energy Stadium this Sunday. Oh, boy. Big Week 11 matchup. Who's going to get it done? Okay, that was Mike O'Hara. I'm Dannie Rogers. Stay tuned. Safety Will Harris is going to come on and talk about what biting the ball means in case you cannot pick up what that might mean. He's up next. Stay tuned for the One Pridecast.
Create a fun, unique, and unforgettable outing for a group of 10 or more at the next Lions home game. Visit DetroitLions.com/groups to purchase or contact us directly at 313-262-2222 to save on ticket prices, get priority locations, and receive a group giveaway item.
Well, I've got to take you back to
Pittsburgh Steelers game when you forced a fumble in overtime with 8 seconds left. And I was talking to your head coach, Dan Kimmel, this week. He said that play stood out to him almost the most out of any play that game because the hustle and when it happened embodies this team. So take me back. What was going through your mind when you made that big play?
Well, obviously, being in overtime, we had already forced, a fumble. A lot of times you could say that those are contagious. But it was a critical point in the game. And, really I was just trying to stop the guy from getting out of bounds, trying to, pretty much stop him from getting out of bounds and stopping the clock. So I just cut through his outside leg and, was able to get the ball out. But, that means a lot to me, especially, coming from him. And I think that, it's 100% right. That is what this team embodies and, everything this team is about. So just trying to do my part.
Does the phrase "bite the ball" have a whole new meaning for you?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's crazy because you put in so many reps, at it during practice, and you rep it and you rep it and you rep it, and you just never know, when the opportunity, happens in the game. So, that it kind of, repping it in practice kind of makes it seem, just natural, like a natural movement in the game. So. I'm glad it happened, and I'm glad I was able to be there for my team.
What's your best demonstration of biting the ball for those who might not know?
Literally just putting your face, the front of your face mask, obviously keeping your head up, but just putting your face on the ball, trying to time it up perfectly to where when you tackle a guy, of course, you're using great form, but you're also targeting the guy's carrying hand. So if his hand's on the right and he's, headed towards the sidelines, you're trying to really put your face on the other side of his body, so that if he does cut back, he can, you got your inside shoulder as well, and you just, that's, probably the easiest way, especially when a guy is trying to square you up to get the ball out, because, one, he's not expecting it. Two, we're coming with so much force, with our helmet and the front of our face mask. So
you've got to be like fearless in those kind of scenarios, right?
I mean, yeah, there's an aspect of that, but at the same time, this is why we play this game. Since a lot of us have first signed up for this game when we were, playing back in Pee Wee, this is, what we were signing up for. So, yes, in a sense, there's a, fearlessness in there, but at the same time, it's, like I said, once you rep it so many times, it's, it becomes habit, it becomes natural after a while.
A lot of players in the NFL will never know what it's like to tie a football game. We talked about it. Your rookie year, you were part of another tie. So what are the emotions once the scoreboard hits 0 on the clock and the dang scores are the same?
Right. It's weird. I'll say that. It's really weird because as competitors, as all of us are, you want to win the game. You want to come away knowing that you won the game and all of the hard work and, attention to detail you did, you put in throughout the week, results, in a win. And that's what ultimately we play this game for. We play to win the game. But, so when you come out with a tie, the reason I say it's weird is because you didn't win, but you didn't lose either. So it's just very, like I said, it's very anticlimactic, when you really think about it. But, it's a lot of, there's a lot to build on, from that game. There's a lot of things that, I think we, as a team, we did right. And there's still some things that, we have to clean up. And so, I'm just super excited to, get back to work like we've been doing and continue to build, kind of on the momentum that we've started to gain a little bit in that game.
Coach Campbell says this team is determined going into this Cleveland Browns game. So just like you mentioned, there's a lot to build off of. What do you really need to hone in on against these Browns come Sunday?
Right. I mean, we really have to hone in on the fundamentals, really. They're a very, fundamentally sound team. This whole outfit, kind of brands themselves on a lot of the same, factors that we brand ourselves off of, toughness, grit, determination. They got a lot of that, on their side of the ball as well. So at the end of the day, we got to bring our hard hat, all week for practice and be ready to execute the plan. And all work as one, on Sunday, and just all be fundamentally sound. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do what they're going to do, and so we got to do it. We're best at too. So it'll be fun.
When you say tough and gritty, my mind's going to sort of a veteran on this team that you can learn from, Tracy Walker. I mean, he had some big hits against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what can you learn from watching him go out and practice and really improve his game now that he's in year 4, you're in year 3?
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, someone I spend, you know, the most of my time with, you know, him being on the other side of me is that, you know, I feed off of him, you know, a lot of times he feeds off of me, and, you know, it's I don't know how to, you know, explain it. I don't have a certain word for it, but, you know, when I see him make some of those hits, you know, that inspires me to go out and, you know, let it rip myself. And, you know, we have a lot of those conversations like in the huddle, like on the sideline, like all right, like you got a few hits in the first quarter. I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna have me some hits in the second quarter. So it's that, you know, that inner competition between us and between everybody in you know, in the DB room, which I think that fires us all up and, you know, makes us better competitors as, you know, as a whole, is the fact that we, in a lot of times, a lot of instances, we have a healthy competition with each other. So, but yeah, he always comes to work, and, you know, his attention to detail is, you know, is great, and he's a great teammate and a great guy, you know, off the field. So I'm super close with Tracy, and I'm happy for him, and can't wait to strap it up with him again.
Mm-hmm. This team has to be fired up if you guys are going into 11 days playing 3 games. First off, how taxing is that mentally and physically for you?
You know, I think you just got to break it down and just focus on, you know, as players, obviously, you know, the coaching staff and everyone upstairs, you know, they kind of think of it, you know, a little different as, you know, they're planning and, you know, game planning and strategizing towards different weeks. But, you know, as a player, you kind of just break it down to, you know, 1-game seasons. Like you know, last week we focused on Pittsburgh. You know, this week we're, you know, focused, you know, solely on Cleveland. Nothing else in the world matters other than Cleveland. And then after that, we'll get to, you know, whoever else is after that, you know, after the fact. But right now it's everyone in this building is just Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland. So, yeah, we're just pressing towards that.
What's the one thing this team has to do if they want to get a win over Cleveland?
Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Clear as that, and that's something that, you know, we've been doing, and that's something that we'll continue to do. That's one thing I'll say about this team is that there's no lack of fight in this team, and, you know, just you know, once you keep fighting like that and keep playing with the ball, you know, back against the wall mentality, I mean, you know, it's got to break at some point. It's definitely going to break. So I'm super excited about that, and I love playing with these guys because they keep fighting, and, you know, I keep giving everything I have as well. So.
Rory's Cub Club registration is back open for the 2021 season. Get your children in the official Detroit Lions fan club for kids up to age 14. Each Cub Club registration comes with a membership kit filled with one-of-a-kind Detroit Lions items, plus exclusive events and ticket discounts. Visit DetroitLions.com/Cub Club to sign up now.
That was the One Pridecast. I'm Dannie Rogers. A new episode drops every Friday. Thanks for tuning in.